Hi friends, Allie here. In today's tutorial, we are going to be making these cute mini crochet hearts. These would be great to sew on as appliques, or you can string them together to make a garland, or you can just use them around the house for Valentine's Day decor. They measure about 2 inches by 2 inches, and they each only take about 4 yards of yarn. So today I'm going to be using a medium 4-weight cotton. I love this cotton in the color Coral. You're also going to need a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook, a yarn needle, and scissors. So if you guys are ready to get making, let's grab our supplies and let's get started. We're going to begin by making a slip knot, and then chain 2, then working in the second chain from the hook, so the very first chain we worked, we're going to work 3 single crochets inside that chain. That's 1, 2, 3, then chain 1 and turn. For row 2, we're going to work 2 single crochets into that first stitch, one single crochet into the next stitch, and then 2 single crochets into the last stitch. At the end of row 2, our stitch count is at 5. We're going to chain 1 and turn. For row 3, we are going to work 2 single crochets into the first stitch, 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, and then 2 single crochets into the last stitch. And at the end of row 3, our stitch count is now at 7. We're going to chain 1 and turn. And now we're just going to work 1 single crochet into each stitch across. So at the end of row 4, our stitch count is still at 7. I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And now we're going to start the first bump of our heart on the right side right here. So we're going to single crochet in the first 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. And then into that 4th stitch, we're going to work a slip stitch. And then I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And then for row 6, we're going to skip that slip stitch. So we're going to skip that first stitch right there. And then we're going to single crochet into the last 3 stitches. Then chain 1 and turn. Then we're going to single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So at the end of row 7, our stitch count is still at 3. I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And then for our last row, we're going to single crochet 3 together. So to do that, we're going to insert our hook into that first stitch, pull up a loop, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and then insert your hook into the last stitch, pull up a loop. So you should have 4 loops on your hook right now. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 loops on your hook, and that was a single crochet 3 together. I'm going to now chain 1, and I'm going to cut off my yarn, leaving a few inch tail so that I can weave it in at the end. Pull that with my hook, and now we're going to create the bump on the other side. So I'm going to reattach my yarn. I'm going to reattach it at row 4. So I'm just made a slip knot, Insert your hook into that first stitch of row 4. Attach your yarn, chain 1. So now that our yarn is attached, I'm going to single crochet, starting in that first stitch that we're currently in. And we're going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. And then just like row 5 for our first bump, we are going to slip stitch into that next stitch. So it's the same stitch that we slip stitched into last time. So we're going to slip stitch in that again, chain 1 and turn. Now we're on row 5 for this bump. So we're going to skip that slip stitch again and single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So we have a total of 3 stitches across, chain 1 and turn. We're going to single crochet in each of those 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1 and turn. Now for the last row, we are going to single crochet 3 together. So insert your hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and insert your hook into the last stitch, pull up a loop. There should be 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 4 loops on your hook. So there we go. So now we're just going to single crochet all the way around our heart to clean up the edges a bit. So staying attached where we are, we're going to work our first single crochet right here. So to the left of where we just worked our single crochet 3 together, we're going to work a single crochet, and we're going to single crochet in each row down. So trying not to work your single crochets too tightly, we're just going to single crochet in each row down our heart. And when you get to the bottom of your heart, you're going to work 1 single crochet in that bottom stitch, chain 1, and then work another single crochet into that same stitch. And that's going to help kind of give our bottom more of a point. And then we're going to single crochet in each row back up our heart. And then when you get to the top, we are going to work 3 single crochets in that very top stitch. So where we worked our single crochet 3 together, we're going to work 3 single crochets there, and that's going to help give the top of that bump a nice rounded top. And then now we're going to go down to the center of the heart, so work 1 single crochet in each row down. And then we're going to slip stitch into that same stitch that we had worked our slip stitches for row 5. Yeah, so right in that center point, we're going to work a slip stitch there, and then working back up the other bump of our heart, we're going to single crochet in each row up, and just like we did with our last bump, we're going to work 3 single crochets in the very top stitch. And then we're going to slip stitch into the very first single crochet that we worked for our border. And then chain 1, and we'll cut off our yarn, leaving a few inches to weave in our end. So this is what our heart is looking like now. So we have a lot of ends, so let's just weave all of those in on the back side. Okay, now all my ends are weaved in, and there is our little mini crochet heart. So like I said, there's so many different things that you could do with this. You can sew it on as an applique, make it into a garland, and string a bunch of them together. You could use these to add to your kids' little Valentines for their classmates. You can add a keychain to it. There's so many different things you can do with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this pattern, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for following along. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram and Facebook. You can find this pattern and many more free patterns on my blog whoshomemade.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.